If I had a dime for every single time I've said the following sentence, I'll be rich. My alarm didn't go off, and so I'm running late. Good morning, SHunSHiners and possibly SHunSHaters. Wanna know the weird thing? I have two alarms. One on my iPod, and one on a, actual, iHome alarm thing right by my bed. And, I remember my iPod went off. And I turned it off because it's set for a little too early. So, but the other one, I don't remember it going off. So what I'm going to do to remedy the situation is I'm going to unplug my actual alarm clock and plug it in across my room. So when it goes off, I have to cross my room to turn it off. And if I manage to hit the snooze button and fall back asleep, so be it. But at least I've actually gotten out of bed, and it might make me a little more awake than just sitting up in bed and hitting the snooze button, which is probably what I did. Also, when I hit the snooze button a certain number of times, it doesn't go off, I guess. So even though I don't remember it going off, it might have gone off a couple times. I hit the snooze button and then it stopped going off. Luckily, I had actually a decent amount of time. Sorry, I said something else. Anyways, to get ready. I have 5 more minutes before I have to leave, and I had 20 minutes to actually get ready and eat breakfast. So
because I woke you up.
Yes, because my mom realized that I wasn't awake. And yeah, so let's try to not have another morning clip where I say good morning SHunSHiners and possibly SHunSHaters, I slept in again kind of thing, because that's just annoying. Awkward cut. Hello. Today we pesadeka our house, which basically means we get rid of and or move all of the risen or things that have cornstarch or whatever in them to a certain place. We either get rid of them or you put them in one place and tape that place off, just in time for Passover, which starts tomorrow. Basically, Passover, if you don't know the story, it's a biblical story. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm kind of give you the spark notes, I guess. Jews moved to Egypt because because there was a famine where they lived, and then that Pharaoh was grateful because of Joseph, who helped Pharaoh survive said famine. Years pass, a new Pharaoh comes into power, and he is really, really cruel, and he is kind of afraid of the Jews taking over, so he enslaves them, and then there's Moses is born, and he's supposed to be killed like most Jewish babies, but he wasn't, and then he's raised as a prince, and then he finds that he's Jewish, he runs into the desert, comes back with a message from God to let my people go. There's 10 plagues. Then the Jewish people escape across the Red Sea or Reed Sea. It might have been a mistranslation. Apparently it's actually Reed Sea, not Red Sea. Anyways, they escape across the Red Sea. And then the next story starts where they travel the desert for 40 years or whatever. Yeah, that's the SparkNote version of the Passover story, which you might know if you know the Old Testament, or if you're Jewish and they go over the story every single year. But yes, anyways, as I was saying, so that's happened this evening. But then as for today, since this clip has been long enough with my SparkNotes Passover story, let's see, today in science, someone broke a test tube, and they said, Ben, why'd you break a test tube? Because, I failed to mention this, but I've been very, accident prone with the glassware used in the science lab. I accidentally dropped a test tube off a counter and it broke, and I accidentally dropped a flask and it broke. Luckily, accidents are a common occurrence and they know how to deal with them, and not like I have to pay them back or anything, and it was a complete accident. But since then I have not touched anything glass at fear I might accidentally drop it. But people were making jokes because the person who broke the thing today was making a joke, like they blamed me because I've broken things previously, but Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop walking in circles and actually do my homework. I'm actually saying, I enunciated the word actually because unlike, as I said, I used to say I would do my homework but then wouldn't. Yeah, I'm actually going to do my homework. And I'm not sure the DMV is open today, but if it were, my dad might come home and take me to take my driver's test. So that might happen. But anyways, I'm going to actually go do my homework. Wow, this is a first. It's at least the first in a long time. It is 5:45, so it's pretty much 6 o'clock. And I'm completely and utterly finished with my homework. Shocking, I know. Though be it I didn't have all too much homework, just I didn't procrastinate. I actually started it when I got back from school, home from school, whatever. And because I started it then, I actually finished before dinner. Like, my mind just exploded. I don't know why I even procrastinated in the first place. Just made more trouble for me. So, yeah. I am probably going to have to do SAT studying this evening. Especially with my homework finished and no other excuse not to. But I actually finished my homework before dinner. Wow. It's been a while since that happened. And it should happen more often. Unless I get more homework than today. But yeah, so hopefully for the rest of the year I can do my homework before anything else and actually have time to do stuff. Especially since I'm getting my license soon. If I finish my homework, I can drive somewhere, I guess. So yeah, awkward cut. Well, I just had my last not kosher for Passover dinner. Since tomorrow at sundown marks Passover, we had Indian food. Pretty good. Basically do what I did last time, even though it was different dishes. Just mix them together, even though technically you're supposed to eat them separately. Like, it's not a rule or anything, but people normally eat them separately, but like mixed. Anyways, yes, I'm currently watching a sort of modernized version of Sherlock Holmes from the BBC that Philip DeFranco actually mentioned you should watch. It's a pretty good show, actually. And at some point this evening, I have to help my mom prepare for our Seder that's happening tomorrow evening, which for the past 2 or 3 years, my mom has unavoidably been roped into putting on a Seder for our Bostonian and New Hampshirean friends and family. New Hampshirean, that's not even, it's New Hampshireite, but it didn't really work with Bostonian. Anyways, relatives and friends. So yes, that's happening, and I'm gonna get back to watching Sherlock. Awkward cut. Well, I'm not sure it's recording right now, but if it is, in order to help with the preparation for the Seder, I have to drive somewhere, probably to pick up chairs or tables or something. What am I doing?
Help me move tables.
Oh, I'm not driving anywhere?
No.
Oh, I was thinking about driving. Sorry. Never mind, I'm just moving tables. Okay. Awkward cut. Let's hope I continue this trend of, like, when I get home from school, even though tomorrow's a Friday, doing every single ounce of homework I have before watching anything else, because with Passover, this weekend's gonna be hectic. Anyways, good night, whoever's watching this. See you tomorrow. Well, I won't see you, but you will see me. Awkward cut to outro.
There's a vlog on the web featuring Ben Stock that he shoots every day as he walks and talks. If you're Bigfoot in the woods or producers in LA, you should stop all your shit and watch SHunSHineSHate. 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 Has nothing to do with Florida, but it's great. If you can't wait, don't get irate. Just stay in your sheet, cause it's SHunShineSHate.
Well, I won't see you, you will see me.